Urbanisation, which is the concentration of human population in a particular area, usually lead to transformation of land for residential, commercial, industrial and transportation purposes. Urban flooding is an hazardous consequence of urbanisation and climate change. This is mostly as a result of unguided construction buildings which violate master plan for the development of the area. Galaxy News correspondent Lebi Joseph sent in details in this report.
Urbanization is supposed to improve environmental eminence through superior facilities and bring about vast and better communalism compared to rural areas. In its real sense, urbanization should curb pollution, but due to indiscriminate erection of structures, the hazards associated with urbanization is overwhelming.
It's not that planning is alien to us, but the problem, like I said earlier, has been that development has always been far ahead of planning. So people were building and developing without following a particular pattern, a particular plan. So that's the problem we have. It is not modernization that is the problem. Urbanization is not a problem. Urbanization is a blessing. But unguided urbanization is a disaster. We've not been guiding the urban growth with fantastic and dynamic plan.
You must have made significant plan for flood to take its part. You must make provision for floodplains. You must make provision for all of these natural routes to take its course. But the problem is when people begin to take advantage of this road and develop the axis, they just do not look at any of this floodplain. They build without control, without regulation.
Floods can happen during heavy rains, when ocean waves come on shore, or when dams or levees break. Building on waterways and blockage of drainages are common causes of flooding in Nigeria. There is a need to correct inaction of town planners at curbing indiscriminate erection of buildings in cities and towns across the country.
Natural phenomena is there to contend with the rise in sea level, climate change and all the rest. The woman issue also are there. So there are these two factors that we have to really look at it, interrogate, and see how to develop and build our cities with these factors in place, in mind, so that we'll be able to develop sustainable cities.
On this corridor, rather, that is what I feel would be able to, we won't have much effect of flooding because we cannot stop it. It has to come everywhere in the world. There is flooding, but how much provision are you able to make, provide such that there would be minimal or next to nothing on the development around the site?
Habitat loss is the greatest threat to biodiversity. Urbanization not only destroys and fragments habitat, but also alters the environment itself. For example, deforestation and fragmentation of forest lands lead to the degradation. Fact-finding and proper checkup by would-be landowners is a way to help mitigate the scourge of flooding in the urban areas.
You must also look at that part that before you even buy a land, make sure you chart that place. Be sure it doesn't fall into a section of the government, a plan where they are either using that place for irrigation or they are using it for as a floodplain. There's so many of them around in, all around Lagos now, Maryland and co. We are all culprits, and I say that the government is culpable. The people also are culpable.
If you are penalizing me for building without approval, the time that construction was going on, who is the town planner in charge of that environment? Such person else also must roll. Such person must face it. that look, so that people will not continue, because every building that you pull down is a waste of natural assets. It pulls the whole nation into trouble. It pushes us into poverty.